Hello everyone, this is Aryan Thakkar, your coach and mentor, and welcome back to Aryan Tutorials on my YouTube channel, where on a huge request I'm going to take up your poem Small Towns and Rivers, Small Town and the River by Mamang Dai. Now, a very complex sort of a poem, but indeed it is beautifully written by Mamang Dai, who is a resident of Arunachal Pradesh, and she resides in the laps of nature. And the style of the poem is that of a nature poem. Please remember that it is a nature poem where she has used the imagery of nature to contrast, that is, to juxtapose the natural cycle of life and death, in which she has also tried to capture the endurance of the soul. That despite this universal fact of life and death, the soul, the human soul, it is eternal, through which she has tried to capture the eternality of soul. So, the impermanence of human existence in the backdrop of permanence of soul. That is what she has tried to encapsulate in this particular piece of writing. सो वी डोंट हैव मच टाइम कि मैं आपको बहुत ज्यादा डिटेल में बताऊं, बट देन एज फार एज पॉसिबल मैं आपका पूरा कॉन्सेप्ट इसी एक वीडियो में क्लियर करने का कोशिश करूंगा. सो स्टे विथ मी एंड प्लीज बेयर मी फॉर सम वाइल. Now, small town and river. First of all, first thing that you need to understand is that when she looks at small town, the people of small town reminds her of death. Okay, so small town is associated with death. That is why this symbolizes the inevitability of death. ठीक है, inevitability of death. That is, death is something which cannot be escaped. It's a part and parcel of a human existence. जिसका जन्म हुआ है उसका मृत्यु भी तय है. But at the same time, when she looks at the river, river symbolizes soul over here, and soul is something which is enduring. एंड्योरिंग मीन्स शरीर का तो अंत हो सकता है, लेकिन आत्मा का कभी भी अंत नहीं हो सकता है. द अल्टीमेट पर्पस ऑफ लाइफ ऑफ अ सोल ऑफ अ ह्यूमन बीइंग इज आत्मा का परमात्मा के साथ मिलन. That is the unition of soul with that of the Almighty. That is what she has tried to capture in this particular piece of poem. So, small town reminds her of death, and the river reminds her of the soul, which is enduring, which is everlasting, ठीक है, which is permanent at the same time. Chalo, let's get into the stanza and the lines. Small towns always reminded me of death. It is because of the people when she sees in the small town the houses which is nestled in the laps of nature, that reminds her of the fleeting nature of human being. It reminds her of fleeting nature of humans. ओके, फ्लीटिंग का मतलब होता है शॉर्ट लिव्ड, एफेमरलिटी, एफेमरल, जो कुछ समय के लिए होता है कि इंसान है और वो लोग मर जाएंगे. एंड देन फर्दर शी सेज दैट माय होम टाउन लाइज calmly amidst the trees, means it is far away from all the disturbances and chaos which we get to see in a city like situation. City may we don't get to connect to our soul, or we don't sit and retrospect about our life. We don't have time to reflect back on what our life, like what goes on in our life. Take care. And so my hometown lies calmly amidst the tree, and it is always the same. So what does this try to portray? It tries to portray a very mundane sort of a picture. At the same time, it tries to capture a very monotonous, a very monotonous, sorry, my bad, monotonous, that is boring sort of a lifestyle in small town. But that is what our soul actually craves for, which is peace. In summer or in winter, when the with the dust flying or the wind howling down the gorge. Now, what is gorge? Gorge is your cliff. It's like a narrow, it's a cliff, it's like a narrow valley. So, irrespective of change in the climatic condition, whether it is summer or winter, whether it is the dust flying or it is the winter, the storm which is brewing, चाहे तूफान आ जाए या चाहे gentle breeze हो, चाहे summer हो या चाहे winter हो, my life, the life in the small town remains the same. It is that of monotonous. It is that of mundane. That is what she's trying to portray over here. Okay. And just the other day, someone died. So, very casually, she says it shows that it is a regular course of event which happens in small town. Like just the other day, someone died. So, she's used to people dying in small town. It's become a part of their life where they get to see people taking birth and dying. And in the dreadful silence we wept. Now, this dreadful silence captures the intimacy or the close knit bond which the people of small towns share. कंपेयर टू दैट ऑफ अ सिटी, लोगों के पास शायद 2 मिनट का टाइम भी नहीं होगा। अगर किसी का डेथ न्यूज सुनते हैं तो बैठ के हम लोग उसके बारे में सोचे, इट्स लाइक हाँ हाँ ठीक है, माई डीप कॉन्डोलेंसेस, रेस्ट इन पीस, एंड इतना बोल के हम लोग आगे बढ़ जाते हैं। बट this line, in dreadful silence we wept, this captures how deeply connected people of small towns are. Looking at the sad wreath of tuberoses. Now tuberoses हमारे हिंदी में बोलते हैं हम लोग रजनीगंधा, right? And wreath का मतलब होता है this round sort of a flower which is supposed to be put on the dead body of a deceased person. So this symbolizes death again. Okay, so the entire first and the second stanza is trying to portray a very somber or a very sad kind of pessimistic kind of tone in the first two stanza. Life and death, life and death. Now twice she repeats life and death to emphasize on the point that life and death happens on a natural cycle. Means it is a repetitive thing that happens. We take birth, we die, we take birth and we die. This whole process of life and death, it continues till we meet the ultimate purpose of our life, जो कि है salvation, that is moksha. And that is why poem ends on a note that we all want to walk with gods. मैं आऊंगा उस चीज पे क्या बोलना चाह रहा हूँ, ठीक है? Life and death, it conveys a natural cycle of the life and death, the continuous process of birth and death. Only the rituals are permanent. So it is only the custom, that lingers on. So लोग तो चले जाते हैं लेकिन उनका सिखाया हुआ what cultural lineage they had left for us, we just inherit that and then life goes on. That is what she has tried to capture. But when she looks at the river, now small towns remind her, the human of the small town, the residents of the small town reminds her of death. But at the same time, when she looks at river, she sees that nature is indeed hopeful at the same time. We agree that death is a sad reality of a human existence, but at the same time, when she's looking at the river, she is reminded of the soul, that it is the body that goes, the body is cremated, शरीर चल जाता है लेकिन आत्मा कभी भी खत्म नहीं हो सकती है. And this reminds her, this gives me as a reader a hope that somewhere or the other our deceased ones are around. I can personally connect to this poem on a deeper level because I have lost my dad 2 years back. So I understand what is she trying to say. Okay. So river indeed has a soul, and in summer it cuts through the land like a torrent of grief. So river symbolizes soul over here. So river is like the soul of that town, of that small town, where during summer it cuts through the land, it makes its way through the land like a torrent of grief. So it is trying to convey as if river, मैंने जो portray किया, that river soul is like a torrent of grief. It is basically the vast expanse of emotion that soul undergoes during its journey of life. कि जब हम लोग अपना जीवन जीते हैं उस टाइम पे हमारा सोल इट अंडरगोज लाइक अ टोरेंट ऑफ ग्रीफ, सो देयर इज एन एब एंड फ्लो ऑफ इमोशंस थ्रू द ह्यूमन एग्जिस्टेंस. ठीक है. समटाइम्स I think it holds its breath. So it is like sometimes our soul, it just wants to stop. It just holds its breath as if it is seeking a land of fish and stars. Now, this is not written in a literal sense. Rather, it is trying to say that sometimes I feel that soul is trying to look for a utopian sort of a society. Fish of stars, land of fish and stars is looking for a utopian society, a society which is perfect, where there is no pain, no suffering, and no distress. So it is like soul craves for peace. We are surrounded by so much of negativity that we want to calm our mind down, but we don't know how to. And that is why, just like river, soul at times it flows like a torrent of grief. So it is the deep pain and anguish which our soul suffers when it is captured inside our body, as if it is looking for a place which is completely utopian, which is free of suffering. I hope this is clear. Then she again reiterates, she re-emphasizes by saying that river indeed has a soul. River indeed has a soul because it knows, stretching past the town means when it is flowing through the town, it knows from the first drop of rain to the dry earth and mist on the mountain tops, the river knows the immortality of water. So she is trying to say that when river flows, it knows that it has to go and meet the ocean, and there will be a continuous process of again birth and death, because it is like आपका क्लिफ के ऊपर, माउंटेन के ऊपर मिस्ट का भी वैल्यू है, स्नो का भी वैल्यू है, बिकॉज व्हेन द स्नो मेल्ट्स इट ट्रांसफॉर्म्स इनटू अ रिवर, देन इट फ्लोज एंड इट गोज एंड मीट्स द अल्टीमेट ओशन. तो हमारा आत्मा जानता है दैट just like river, even our soul knows that what is the importance of life. Okay, what is the importance of life? Just like river knows the significance of the first drop of dry earth. It knows how it feels when the earth has warmed up, and that first drop of rain, when it falls onto the earth, it knows its significance. It knows how it feels to have that first. It's like you are so tired, you are so exhausted, and that one glass of water and the kind of satisfaction that it provides to you on having that first sip. So river knows its importance, and so does our soul. Our soul knows somewhere locked within us that what is the importance of life, but it is just we are surrounded by so much of chaos that we do not give it the due respect and the importance to hear its craving. That is what she's trying to convey. It knows the first drop of rain, it knows the mist on the mountain tops, and the river knows the immortality of water. So even soul knows somewhere deep within कि हम लोग भले यहाँ से चले जाएंगे, लेकिन हमारी आत्मा तो हमेशा जिंदा रहेगी, and it will again come back to that natural continuous cycle of life and death till we ultimately unite with the Almighty. Okay. So this stanza is also trying to capture that the knowledge of river is not just limited to that of the geographical territories of that small town, but its knowledge stretches beyond the geographical landscape. It knows something more than beyond, and so does our soul. Somewhere deep within us, our soul knows that the ultimate purpose जो हमें करना है, achieve करना है, money, fame, knowledge, everything is fine, but the ultimate purpose of life is salvation. That is the soul's liberation. Okay. Then she comes to the shrine of happy pictures marks the day of childhood. Small towns grow with anxiety for the future, and dead are placed pointing west. When the soul rises, it will walk into the golden east, into the house of sun. So, shrine ka basically matlab kya hota hai? It's like a holy place where we worship. So, whenever we associate happy pictures, like when we associate our memories with that of nostalgia, the first thing that comes to our mind is the days of our childhood, and something that is shrine for us, something that we would like to worship it. We would want to preserve it and worship it. We all crave to go back to our childhood days when we felt less burdened. So I would say that she's trying to draw that contrast between a carefree childhood with that of an burdened adulthood. ठीक है? So when we associate happy pictures, that is where we would like to go and worship our happiness. I think it comes, the first thing that it marks, it would come to our mind is of the childhood days. But in contrast to that, in juxtaposition to that, when she sees her current scenario standing in the small towns, she get to see that people in small town, as they age more and more, and as they near their death, as they approach their death, they tend to grow with anxiety for the future. We get to get more and more anxious. ये कैसे मिलेगा? ये कैसे करूँ? वो कैसे करूँगा? So we tend to forget how to be carefree like we were during our childhood. That is what she focuses on. Okay. And then she talks about a customary thing. It's like a ritual कि ये उनके लिए एक traditional belief है या custom है कि जब भी कोई मर जाता है उनके small town में, the dead are placed pointing westward. यानी जैसे हमारे हिंदू शास्त्रों में या हमारे क्या बोलते हैं उसको, वास्तु के हिसाब से जब पंडित लोग आते हैं तो जब भी कोई गुजर जाता है तो बोलते हैं ना उसको उस दिशा में रखिए, पूर्व दिशा में रखिए, पश्चिम दिशा में रखिए, इधर बॉडी होना चाहिए, इधर दिया होना चाहिए. इन द सेम वे इट्स अ कस्टमरी थिंग फॉर देम टू प्लेस द डेड ऑन द वेस्टवर्ड बिकॉज दे बिलीव दैट व्हेन नेक्स्ट डे द सोल विल राइज, means when the soul will depart from earth it will go into the house of sun, that is it will go with the god. यानी कि उनको मोक्ष प्राप्ति होगा, जो हमारे हिंदू धर्म के हिसाब से शास्त्र के हिसाब से हम लोग बोलते हैं. सो द डेड आर प्लेस्ड पॉइंटिंग वेस्ट सो दैट व्हेन द सोल राइजेस इट विल वॉक इनटू द गोल्डन ईस्ट, इट विल वॉक इनटू द हाउस ऑफ सन एंड इट विल गेट सैल्वेशन. ऐसा माना जाता है, इनटू द हाउस ऑफ द सन. In the cool bamboo restored in sunlight, life matters like this. So what she tries to say that in the cool bamboo, कि small towns में जो bamboo होते हैं, it traps the heat of the sun, which is supposed to, scientifically, which is supposed to warm up the bamboo. It is supposed to provide warmth and energy to that of plants. In the same way, cool bamboo is like our human body. It is human body and it is the sunlight. It means it is the soul that provides meaning and purpose to our existence. यानी अगर हम हमारी आत्मा का मकसद ही नहीं समझेंगे, we don't understand what the soul craves for and what it wants to pursue in life, then it is of no point leading a life where it is aimless, it is purposeless. ठीक है? At the end of the day, when we die, the 7-minute theory that goes on in our mind, it just reminds us of the impact and the mark that we have left on the people among our peers, कि हमने कैसे लोगों को प्रेरित किया है अपने जीवन से. ठीक है? So she says just like human body needs soul for warmth and for purpose in life, life like this matters in small town. Why she is saying? Because अगर आप कभी पहाड़ जाएंगे और if you love to spend your time with nature, you will get to feel a different sort of connection with nature, which is not possible when you are resided in a metropolitan or a cosmopolitan city. So it is when you are only close to nature, you understand the need of your soul, you understand the craving of your soul, and that is what she has tried to capture. That life like this matters. Soul for us, it matters in a place like small town where we actually connect with nature. So in small towns by the river, we all want to walk with gods. So she is trying to present such a nice moral lesson that in small towns by the river, for them it is not about big shosha bazi, which is like here in city life hamara, but all they want, all they ultimately want is to walk with gods. Means they all want eternal peace, they want to reunite with God. हम लोग परमात्मा से ही निकल के आत्मा बन के इस जीवन में आए हैं, अपना अपना और साथ ही साथ अपने लोगों का जीवन को उद्धार करने के लिए, एंड हमारा एंड पर्पस भी है वापस से परमात्मा में मिल जाने का. एंड दैट इज व्हाट शी सेज, दैट वी ऑल वांट टू रीयूनाइट. देयर इज अ यूनिशन ऑफ सोल विद दैट ऑफ द ऑलमाइटी, एंड दैट इज द अल्टीमेट पर्पस ऑफ ह्यूमन एग्जिस्टेंस, दैट इज मोक्षा एंड salvation. So a very beautiful piece of writing. You need to remember that this poem is a sharp juxtaposition. It's a sharp contrast of the pictures of death which is symbolized by the small town, in the backdrop of river, which symbolizes the eternal soul. And she has tried to draw a sharp contrast between them, that irrespective of the fact that body will die, it is the soul which is permanent, and it will continue to go on in that natural cycle of life and death till the time we ultimately walk with gods. Okay, so I hope you like this explanation video, and if you are liking my content, then please do like, share, subscribe, and share my YouTube channel with your friends for more such quality content. Have a great time preparing for your examination. Take care. Bye bye.